and welcome to the podcast that discusses all things gaming. Coming to you from the home of Indie PopCon, Gen Con, and the gaming capital of the world, we are the Established Facts.
Hello and welcome, everybody, to episode 133 of The Established Facts. I'm sorry that you missed me over the last two episodes and that you had to endure with Mr. Dimmery taking up my spot. Thank you, sir, as he's running up the stairs, giving me a thumbs up. But we are here with a very special episode, and even though every episode is special, this one is more special than the others, because I have a very special cast with me today. So for episode 133, I'm titling it It's All Fun and Dames, because we have an all-ladies podcast. So we're going to go ahead and
Dawn is the prettiest lady at the table.
And I am the prettiest lady at the table. I thought about...
That's why you're mine.
That's right. I thought about bringing in an alter ego. Dawn. Hi, everyone. This is episode 133. That's right.
Donna.
It's Donna. Hello, my name's Donna. So we're going to go ahead, and I guess it doesn't really matter where I start, because I'm the only guy on the podcast, so ladies first. We'll just start with my sexy wife.
Ooh, Bonnie. Hi, it's Carrie Woo.
Carrie Woo.
I'm Avital.
And this is Princess Kaytie.
That's right. And, of course, this is your host, Big Don. And again, I'm so sorry that I missed you guys over the last couple episodes, but I did listen to the most recent episode 132. If you haven't gotten a chance to listen to 132, please go back and listen to it. It's pretty hilarious. They talk a lot about different Halloween-themed horror games and things like that. And then Lance shares a really fun trivia kind of trivia game at the end of the episode. So definitely check that out. It is a lot of fun. So to start us out on this episode, I'm going to do something that I haven't done in quite some time, and that is a quickfire versus topic. Lance, get out of here. So,
Stop giggling over there in the corner.
right,
Like we're the girls. We're the gigglers.
that's right, like a little 12-year-old boy.
Enough. We can still see you.
So, for those of you who are maybe first time joining us or have never listened to an episode where we do a quickfire versus topic, I have several versus topics that we're just going to go in a quickfire style. I'm going to give you the versus subject matter, and then you're just going to give me an answer, and we're not really going to explain it. We're just going to move on to the next one. So, and to help motivate us to just move to the next one, I have 23 of these.
Okay. All right. The judge will keep us moving.
So, quickfire versus topic. We're going to go ahead. We're just going to do the same order every time. I'm going to start with Kaytie, and we're just going to go Kaytie, Avital, Carrie, Bonnie, and then myself, and then we'll go to the next one. So,
Oh, you get to sound off?
we'll see.
No, I mean, I'm not saying you're not welcome to.
Technically, I shouldn't, because
Right, 'cause
I'm
aren't you
also
gonna do
hosting
on
the
the-
All Guys podcast, which is pretty much 3/4 of our own
should say- you
podcasts,
should
and then
say
I'll
your-
just save my answers for then. No, I'll just address the next versus topic. That's a good rule.
All right, yeah.
That's
What a good idea,
rule.
Dawn. I'm glad you came up with that.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks.
Let him think that.
Ooh, Bonnie.
Hey now.
Ooh,
Hey now.
All right, versus topics.
All right. Quickfire versus topic. Number one. I'm not going to give you the number every time. I'm just going to... Okay. I'll give you number one, and then we'll just go. Preferred supervillain, Magneto versus Joker.
Magneto.
Magneto.
Magneto. Magneto.
Nice. Preferred superhero, Superman or Batman?
Batman.
Wow. Didn't even get it all the way out. Leave, Lance.
Pen.
You have your shot
difficult.
on the male one.
Batman.
Batman?
That's what I said.
Carrie? Superman, Batman.
Robin?
Okay, awesome. Good answer. Good answer.
INFJ over there. Batman.
Batman. All right. So awesome. Preferred dystopia.
Oh, yay.
All of them.
Divergent
All of them.
versus the Hunger Games.
All of them.
No, you can't do all of them. Robin's acceptable because it's a one singular character. All of them is not acceptable. Don't say all of them again.
All of them.
Nice.
I think that's her answer.
Okay. She's not going to give it up. So
No, Hunger Games.
okay.
Hunger Games, because it actually had a semi-good ending.
I know.
Right?
I was gonna say
yes.
it's
Sorry.
hard. It's hard, except for when I think about the last book and how I wanted to burn it. So I'm gonna go with Hunger Games.
Did
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Did you
All right.
okay. Yeah, the Divergent
you see the
series
movie?
took like a left turn at
No,
all.
No,
I
we
didn't
saw
watch
the first
movies
movie.
because I was so angry.
Yeah.
watch the movies?
It's
You
worse.
won't be unhappy with it
Oh, they
Oh, they
changed
change it. Okay.
Good.
so much.
Spoiler. Okay, cool.
I didn't
Spoiler:
actually
Divergent
spoil-
series ends poorly, but watch the movies.
I
That's
didn't
right.
actually
Okay,
spoil
then I'll watch
anything.
the movie.
Okay.
But yeah,
Preferred magical creature: unicorn, Pegasus.
Oh, Alicorn.
you stole my answer.
Fence
that?
sitter. It's both.
It's a
It's both. There's
Yeah,
a thing
it's a
that's both.
winged unicorn.
If you watch My Little Pony, which I definitely do because I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old that I live with and they love it. And Alicorn is a princess who has wings and a horn. She can fly and do magic. It's great.
I didn't know that existed.
Yes.
That's because you
I
have
was-
a
World has
voice.
changed. I know. I have 3 boys.
Twilight Sparkle
I'm
is
like, what?
is
Yeah,
one.
she's
Yeah.
she's a princess.
However, because of LARP and werewolf, I'm going to say unicorn.
Carrie Wu.
Centaur.
I'm gonna say Pegasus because I want to fly.
Okay. All right.
I'm breaking all the rules here.
Color: black or white.
Oh,
Black.
Boo.
Black.
Those aren't colors.
They are colors.
They are too.
Black.
White.
Okay. 90s sitcoms: Friends or Boy Meets World.
Oh snap!
Oh, Friends. Yeah, I was hoping Frasier would be one of them. I don't know why. Like 8-year-old,
I love Frasier.
8-year-old me
I love Frasier.
and
I
I,
love
have no
Frasier.
idea why. Because
I
it's
love-
such a strange thing for an 8-year-old to love.
Right.
but
I
did.
love Cheers before Frasier even. So
Guess who didn't watch TV? I'm gonna say Friends because I have seen more of that than of Boy Meets World.
okay.
So
Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets World.
Okay.
Oh my
Yes. And Girl Meets World. Oh, so
I'm not
good.
into it. I want to be, but I'm not.
Preferred space epic: Star Trek, Star Wars.
all of them.
You just wanted me to say Battlestar Galactica is what you wanted
All
me to
of
say.
them.
All of
I
them.
love space operas. That's my favorite genre.
They should just make a movie called
Space.
Space Opera.
Space.
Just space.
All the space.
All the spaces.
Yep. every space is
Every-
space.
Ship.
Space everywhere.
It's called. This one's called Ships in the Sky.
all right, stars.
I love that
planets.
show. Right. What you got for me, Avital?
I refuse to choose because I love them both.
I
Okay.
refuse to choose.
Okay.
Star Wars.
Okay.
Star Trek.
Okay. Very split party on that. Fictional romances. Oh! This is my favorite one for you because the guys are not even going to understand who the heck these people are. Fitzwilliam Darcy and Elizabeth Bennet, or Aragorn and Arwen.
Oh, Aragorn and Arwen.
Aragorn and Arwen.
Yep, they're right there. That one. Those two. Yep.
Okay.
You are gonna.
I know. I
wish
know.
Dr.
I know.
Deb was on this episode.
I know.
Oh my
I made
gosh.
this one specifically for her.
I want to know what her
hasn't.
answer is
I will
later.
get her answer on the next episode she's on. I will
Alright.
ask her that specific
Goodness
one.
gracious.
Honestly, I'm gonna say Fitzwilliam Darcy and Elizabeth Bennet simply because you really don't get to see the love story between Aragorn and Arwen. Like,
But
That's
she
true.
gives
That's
up her immortality for him. How much more do you need?
I know that's romantic, but like
All the
I do
feels.
not connect with their romance
Yeah.
because you just don't get to see it. You hear that she gave up her immortality for him, but you just don't get to see it at all.
Yeah.
it wasn't Tolkien's focus. And that's okay.
What you got, Carrie?
Of course, Darcy and Bennett.
Okay.
Has to be.
I love Pride and Prejudice.
Solo and Leia?
Ooh, Bobby.
I'm gonna say Aragorn and Arwen because I feel like on the scale, it's more epic.
Okay. All right. Preferred Tolkien? Lord of the Rings? Hobbit?
Yes.
Kaytie. At least I'm not lacking a fence sitter at all in this episode.
Like, you're giving me things that are all great. How can I can't choose. Like,
I'm the same way.
the Silmarillion.
There you go.
9,000 years of Elvish
you
history.
go.
I never pick favorites. I just have all these things that I love.
I am the same
And
way.
they're all your babies and you love them the same?
The things that I'm saying right now, like
I do.
when I'm actually picking, like I still love the other things so much. Honestly, like it's
Because they're all your babies and you love them the same.
right. But like just the excitement of like growing up and watching the Lord of the Rings movies being made. Like, I connected with that so much more. Like, not that I don't like The Hobbit and The Hobbit movies. It was just... Oh, it was...
The Lord of the Rings movies are better on whole
It was
scale,
so-
I do believe.
Yeah, and
like,
it was so,
Than the
so
Hobbits?
cool.
Yep. Because
It
I
was
feel
so
like...
I could give you that.
Well, because they had more practical effects. And I feel like The Hobbit relied more on CG.
Well, and
like,
I think in structurally, cinematically, you're looking at a movie series that each individual book is represented the best it can be versus one book being stretched across 3 movies.
Yeah.
Which, got a lot of flack. I think the Hobbit series is great, but I would agree with you
I loved it.
that Lord of the Rings
But-
is
The better movie.
series.
Adaptation. Yeah.
Right. I know they added a lot of stuff to The Hobbit, and I don't care that the love story wasn't there in the book at all because I love it so much. The Hobbit.
Okay. Carrie.
Even though I knew how it was going to end. Anyways, you can talk now.
Chronicles of Narnia.
Oh, man.
You can't
I
do
don't
it
know.
every time.
I'm not a big Lord of the Rings fan. Do not hate me.
You are
No-
allowed to.
no hate.
I've never
dislike
made him through all
whatever
3
you
of the
want.
movies.
Okay.
I've
Have you
only
seen
watched
the
one of
Hobbit
the
movies?
Hobbit movies.
Okay. Between the 2 that you have seen, what do you like better?
I don't know.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Narnia.
That works.
I'm like, if it's in that genre, then
Yeah.
I'm,
And
Narnia.
I'm just like, please make more Narnia movies, please.
Oh, they're supposed to be making another one.
Please make
We'll,
more Narnia
we'll talk about that later. What you got, Bonnie?
Okay, so if it's the books, Hobbit. If it's the movies, Lord of the Rings.
Because you've read The Hobbit.
Because I have not made it all the way through Lord of the Rings the books, and I don't think I ever will.
Yeah.
And I love to read. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. I just don't think I don't know because The Hobbit was written more for kids, and I don't know.
Sure.
I enjoyed reading it. I would read it again.
I have read the Lord of the Rings trilogy all the way through more than once. I remember one time I was finishing up The Return of the King, and it's the part that's not in the movies at all, the part where they go back to the Shire and it's like all messed up.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'm
Taken
sitting
over.
there reading the book, like sobbing. And like my brother's like, this was like a while ago. She's like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
He's like,
Because it's when they fight the remnant of the Uruk-hai and the wild men
Like
that are still
Saruman.
Saruman had taken over.
yeah.
He was Sharky. He had
Right.
taken over the Shire and
Right.
whatever
Yeah, because he doesn't
were.
actually
He doesn't die.
die
Like that. He dies in the book
in
differently.
Return of the
Yeah.
King or yeah.
In Two Towers, like he does in the movie.
Right.
Like at the Tower of like.
How many more
It's-
we got to
it's
go?
the beginning of
Anyways.
Return of the King.
Yeah.
we can stop talking about this now.
All right.
We're not good at quickfire.
It's okay.
We have to.
You're doing fine. You're halfway. Almost halfway through.
Which is why I was just like, how many more we got here?
everything.
All right. Preferred hero organizations: the X-Men, the Justice League.
X-Men.
X-Men. I don't really know.
X-Men.
X-Men.
Okay. No DC
Sorry,
lovers here.
Not familiar with.
Game types: board games or role-playing games.
Bored.
Finally, one that's not difficult for me. Role-playing games. Not that I just like board games, but there are more. I don't like competitive games.
Avital, it's okay. We're not going to get mad at
I
you.
know. I'm not saying.
It's okay.
Like, that I'm actually
It's
able
okay.
to easily
So
pick.
just deck building games.
That'd be a
It's
board game,
Yeah,
like
board
tabletop.
games.
Yeah,
Okay.
tabletop.
Board games. Yeah.
Board games for me too.
Okay. All right. Preferred school of magic. Ilvermorny or Hogwarts?
Hogwarts. We don't know enough
we
about
haven't even
Ilvermorny
met it
yet. Yeah.
So
Right, yeah.
Hogwarts.
I'm stretching it a little bit. Come on.
Alright.
Some people don't even know what
Excited
Ilvermorny
about
is
that
yet.
Movie though.
Yeah. So 2 Hogwarts.
It has to be Hogwarts.
Hogwarts.
I'm excited about Ilvermorny. I really am because I liked the little story she put on the Pottermore, and I'm
haven't read
interested.
that yet.
But I mean, I feel
You
like
haven't?
I can't.
Oh,
I feel
it's
like I
so
can't
good.
not choose Hogwarts because I don't know enough.
Right. Okay. Preferred British hero. The Doctor. Or Sherlock.
The Doctor.
The Doctor.
The Doctor.
Sherlock.
Yeah. I knew that was going to be one-sided for Bonnie. She's like, I don't watch The Doctor.
Yeah, I'll confess that I don't like Doctor Who. So there we go.
That's fine.
Boom. I dropped it.
Drop it like it's hot.
You're allowed.
Preferred anti-hero / adult hero. Deadpool or Wolverine?
Wolverine. Specifically Hugh Jackman's Wolverine.
Oh yeah. Is there any other? Just saying.
Nope.
Not really.
Maybe the '90s cartoon version. I'd take him home.
I go where I want to go. That's so weird.
Only because he looks like Hugh Jackman.
Hurt my neck. I was just in a car accident,
weird.
okay? Don't do that to me.
All right, so Avital.
Man, I like Deadpool, but just honestly, Wolverine. Just I have more. I've
Connection.
seen him more.
Sure.
Yeah, more connection to him.
Carrie, what you got?
Wolverine.
Okay.
Definitely.
Wolverine.
Yeah.
I do not like Deadpool.
No.
Nothing about him.
I like the actor.
Oh,
Ryan
yeah,
Reynolds?
Okay, yeah, Ryan
Yeah.
Reynolds. Yeah, he's
Green Lantern?
Bonnie likes one thing about him.
Yeah.
Hot beverages, coffee or tea?
Tea.
Hot cider.
Yeah.
Are you really asking me this? Coffee? Oh, buddy. Oh, they're both my babies, and I love them.
Oh my gosh.
Honestly, I go through times. I'm like all about coffee for like a long time, and then I'm like, okay, I'm done with coffee for a while, and then I'll be like all about tea. Don't make me choose.
Well, which one are you on with right now?
I'm on
Tea.
tea right now.
Oh, then tea.
Currently.
Currently tea.
Currently tea.
Communication type, texting or calling?
Oh, texting.
It really depends on what I'm trying to communicate. Very much.
Long ideas, call.
Nope.
Short ideas, text.
Like, there are some things that I just
Sure.
don't want to type out.
Carrie.
Text.
Calling.
Yeah, even though
Texting
you
is
hate
annoying.
calling.
No, I mean, I'm not saying I
like
like to
texting.
sit and talk on the phone for an
Right.
hour.
That's true.
I'm
There are
just
some
saying,
things where I just cannot.
texting is physically annoying to me
almost
because
always
I
texting.
never.
Yeah.
You can't know what the other person is really thinking you're feeling.
That's what
And that
Via
matters
text.
via text, and
Right.
that matters to me so much. Like I need to hear your voice. Yeah,
All right. Preferred temperature, hot, cold?
Cold.
Warm. April 15th. Because it's not too hot and it's not
That's
too
April
cold.
25th.
Oh, that's what I knew it was in April. I was only a week
That's
and a
my
half off.
birthday.
What's your favorite date? Well,
I love
Miss
that.
Congeniality.
Yes, yes.
Such a good movie.
I almost put that down for a question. But
I just like both things about.
you just like both things?
I like both.
You both.
I just like things.
You
about
just like
both
temperature.
things.
Avital just likes temperature.
There
She
are
likes
things I
to
like
not-
about it being hot, and there are things I like about it being warm.
Okay. Sounds good. Carrie.
Cold, because you can always put layers on. You can't take them off.
That is what I always often say.
I will not deal with the hot or the cold. I seriously, because I can't. If I'm hot, then I feel like
So
I
you're
can't cool off.
anti-temperature.
Seriously,
And
It
Avital
has to be like a moderate
omni-temperature.
temperature. It has to be like a moderate temperature because if I'm too hot, then I'm over hot now and I can't cool off. Doesn't matter what you do. If I'm cold, it doesn't matter how many layers I put on. Like I feel like I can't get warm. I can't. I have to be in a controlled environment constantly.
6 more.
All right, let's go.
6 more, and we're
Okay.
done. Writing versus reading.
Oh,
I feel like these are going to be way easier for the guys because they're going to be
I know,
like,
we're
I
bad at
don't
the
do either.
quick fire.
Watching movies. That's what watching movies. That's what's easy for me. Don't break that mic. You're hanging on it awful
I'm
hard.
trying to think. I love them both, and they're both my babies. Like, I've been. I don't know.
You going to fence it?
Yeah.
Okay. It's all right. Avital, what
I feel
you
like
got?
Don's just caught.
I will again refuse to choose.
Refuse to choose.
I will not choose between
Carrie.
writing and reading.
I'm gonna choose reading.
Okay. Bonnie.
reading.
Okay. So we got 2 readers and 2 people who refuse to choose. 80s
I do both the things too.
80s
Writing,
movie
I always
series.
get mad at myself. I can't. I throw it all away.
80s movie series. Back to the Future, Ghostbusters.
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. I never even saw the second anything past the first Ghostbusters movie.
Okay.
So
Fair enough.
my dad was just watching Back to the Future yesterday.
Nice.
That's not even fair. I'm gonna be the fence setter.
Okay. That's fine.
Okay, I absolutely love Back to Future, but I'm gonna have to say Ghostbusters because of
Because
Peter
we've been.
Venkman.
Yeah. And we've been watching it
Bill Murray. Bill
insistently.
Murray and Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
And the boys are really into Ghostbusters right now,
Yeah,
so
they
we've
are.
watched it like a lot recently. And
I still wanna see the
And they're
new
starting
one.
to quote
It's
lines.
good.
and
It
funny.
is so
It's
good.
good.
Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. They're liars and they hate women.
Well, on the stance of this being episode 133, I will definitely see it and enjoy it. Or at least I will tell you that.
If that's not the established fact at the end, you're getting punched.
Oh, I'm going to get punched. All right. Disney animated sci-fi series. Sorry, not series. Comedy. Sci-fi comedy. Lilo and Stitch or Wall-E?
Wally.
I've never seen Wall-E.
Oh.
Lilo and Stitch.
There you go.
Wally.
Wall-E?
Stitch.
Okay. All right.
I named my
Half and
computer
half on that.
Wally.
Nice.
So I'm sorry, I felt like Wall-E was boring. Like there was times when it was super great, but for the most part, it was like all the silence. I couldn't watch Castaway. It was too much.
Oh, I love it.
Anyways.
I love it. It's because you're a censor.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm gonna fall asleep,
Right.
and then I'm gonna miss the rest of this movie.
Right. Okay. Zomcom. Shaun of the Dead or Zombieland? Yeah, see, you scoffed. And then I gave you the titles, and now you're...
I didn't scoff. I was
Oh, I
just
thought
like,
you
I
said-
was like gearing up. I was like,
Oh,
oh,
okay.
yeah, zombies. I'll have to go with Zombieland.
Okay.
I strongly dislike zombies. I have seen neither of those movies, but I
Me
really
neither.
like Warm Bodies. Because
Okay, Warm Bodies. There you go.
I have seen neither one of those movies, so
Okay.
I have no idea.
So I don't like zombies either. Like
I don't like
I morally
zombies.
like detest zombies in general. But he picked like 2 movies that I actually have seen and liked, and I'm gonna say Shaun of the Dead because it's awesome.
Yeah. I say they're
It's
both
funny.
really
I'm
good
like, the
zombie
only like
movies.
zombie
And I think
movie
it's
I've
because
seen.
they're comedies. They're
Yes,
zombie
yes.
comedies.
Yeah.
It's not like you're watching people get like
Ripped
eaten
apart
like
and- yeah.
like any of the Walking.
They're not
Evil
eaten.
I
Dead,
don't
like-
understand the appeal of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, the only
No.
zombie
Like, okay,
zombie
I'm sure
movie
they're
I've seen is the
characters,
one
but-
with Will Smith.
I can't. I won't. Yeah.
Oh, I Am Legend?
Yeah,
I Am
that's-
Legend.
like-
That's
And
a good movie.
I didn't know it was a
Better
zombie
book.
movie.
That's a... Is it?
Yeah. Yep. Better
Have you
book.
guys seen World War Z?
Yes. No. I've read it, and the movie looked stupid
Did you-
because the book.
Did
is
you both
great.
just say yes, no?
My dad watched the ad for World War Z, and
Yeah.
like one of my coworkers had read the book, and she was like, "Oh, and she'd told me about the book, and I was like, that doesn't sound like the book at all. Well, my dad watched the ad for it, and I mentioned that zombie movie. He's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, World War Z. What? He was like, I just saw Brad Pitt and Carnage. And I'm like, did you not see like the bodies like piling up to reach the helicopter? Like, do you think those are normal people?
Yeah, no, the book is like way better than what the movie looks like. So the movie looks like ridiculously like, oh, just regular zombie movie. The book is like
the movie's good. The movie's
book
good.
is like an interview style, though. Yeah, it's like, yeah.
It sounded like a really interesting put together book.
Yeah, and it's not just like, look at zombies eat
So
things.
it's like Interview with the Vampire, only it's Interview with the Zombie Slayer.
Isn't it kind of like at the afterwards?
It is, yeah. It's after the zombie outbreak, and it's like they interview guys that were in space at the time on the space station that could like, see down to Earth and see what's going on.
Yeah.
And, so it was,
They have another one coming out.
I might actually read the book.
Second
it is so good. I highly suggest it.
You know what's a book that's kind of written like that is Robopocalypse. It is so good. So good. So good. And there's
See, if you would have said that during the reading and writing question, it wouldn't have been a problem. But now I have to move on. What? I'm just kidding.
Done.
I'm teasing you, Avital. All right. 22 of 23. Hershey Kisses or Starburst fruit juice?
Starburst.
Kisses.
Starburst.
All right. And in my opinion, one of the more important questions, and the last one, LeVar Burton or Geordie LaForge?
What?
If I pick LeVar Burton, I get both of them, so.
That's technically true.
Yep. That's my answer.
Cheaty.
I mean...
You can't go wrong with reading Rainbow and Star Trek.
I don't know who that is.
I do. I beg your pardon, sir.
I said good day.
I was just agreeing with Kaytie.
Oh man,
I agree with Kaytie.
That's funny.
Oh,
so I know the name LeVar Burton. Who's the other one?
It's the character that LeVar Burton plays in Star Trek.
Next Generation.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why I don't know
so just
who the other one is.
Everybody cheat your way around and just say all of you LeVar Burton because you love him in Roots.
I didn't.
I've never seen that.
I haven't watched enough Star Trek to know, so that's probably why I was like, I know the name, but I'm like,
okay.
What? Reading Rainbow.
There you go.
Know?
Yeah.
So,
okay, so it's in. I love Star Trek, and Geordie LaForge is one of my favorite characters, but I still have to say LeVar Burton, not because of the whole I can have both thing, but just because as a child, I feel like Reading Rainbow was like a huge impact.
Yeah.
And LeVar Burton, obviously.
And the Reading Rainbow Kickstarter from like a couple years ago?
Cool.
Come on.
you know what?
Like,
You should say LeVar Burton or Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't
could.
say that. Don't.
I had a debate with a lady.
Bonnie says, how about don't do that thing?
Right?
I had a debate with a
Don't
lady
make
the
me
other day,
choose.
right? I had a debate with a lady the other day at work
We could ask her.
about why, my opinion, why Mr. Rogers is not creepy, her opinion of why he is.
What?
Yeah, I'm glad I wasn't in that conversation because I would have been hateful.
That's a dumb
Seriously
thing.
hateful.
That's
Like,
a dumb
don't-
thing to say.
She said that she thought it was extremely creepy that he wanted everyone to be his neighbor and he just invited random people into his house.
Yeah, well,
And
nobody
I-
Did you
Like-
tell her
nobody
she
likes
has
her.
trust issues and she needs to
She
stop
does.
being such a cynic because Mr. Rogers is the kindest old man ever.
Right?
I told her that the creepy guy on the show was actually the mailman, Mr. McFeely. Which she did not disagree with me on, so
Which-
I feel like in a way I won.
I would say I didn't even think about the fact that Mr. McFeely as a name was creepy until I was an adult.
Yeah.
I will say that much.
Yeah, like as a kid, like you don't think about stuff like
Yeah,
that.
that was just his name. I
Right.
don't even think I was really even making any connection to it. That was just his name.
So now that we've gotten through our fun versus, did you ladies like that? Mm-hmm. Okay,
Yes.
good.
The
Good.
semi-quick fire.
The casually quick fire, moderately quick.
Quick fire.
That's right.
Fence sitting fire.
It's the moderate
in
fire.
my case.
Sitting fire.
It's not, the fire's not
My
real
fence
hot.
is on fire and I won't get off of it.
The fire's not hot enough to make you get off on either side. You can just sit and get warmed by the fire. That's
My fence is on fire and that's just fine. I'm gonna stay right here. My fence is on fire.
There you go.
My fence is on fire.
So what I would love for us to
Roasting marshmallows.
Oh my
Kaytie.
All right.
What I would love for us to talk about a little bit, being that this is the Ladies of Gaming episode 133, if you didn't catch that at the beginning of the episode. Recently, within, I believe, the last year or two, it has been announced that the population of gamers around the world has shifted in population from primarily men to majority and primarily women. And so what I would love for us to kind of get into is just kind of the idea of why things are changing the way that they are, what good and what bad can come out of it. What? Oh my goodness gracious, Kaytie.
Katie's
I cannot
your
handle you.
microphone.
Podcast selfies are
Katie's-
happening.
Going on Snapchat.
Please do. That way people can at least understand why there was a break in my consciousness.
Oh my gosh.
So the first question that I have as kind of a discussion topic for us, and I want to hear more than say, because obviously I'm not a woman, so there's a very limited amount of opinion that I can give on any one of these topics. But I'll probably at some point or other play a little bit of devil's advocate and things like that. So my first question is, what is it about gaming that is so attractive to specifically women and women gamers and girls and, the entire range of a female lady, if you will, in the world of gaming? What is the attraction to that?
Beating my brother was my first attraction.
Okay. So the competition,
Yeah.
just pure competition. Okay.
Yeah. Being better at him.
There you go.
Gaming. I don't know, like sometimes, like I just remember before I ever played an RPG, being in the house when guys were playing an RPG, and it's just like there was this hours and hours, and I was just kind of like, what are they doing? And first I thought it looked boring because I don't know, I didn't know what they were doing. But I mean, that's obviously not the only kind of gaming, but I mean, gaming, like, it brings people together and like gives you something to do. And whether it's board games or like party games, like that you just play that are really silly, and just like actually being able to connect with people, because like who here besides Dawn at this table, well, kind of Kaytie, is not shy in some way, not introverted.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely. I
and
mean,
gaming,
there's times when
when you're interacting with someone in the boundaries and confines of the game, like, you don't have to be as nervous about what you're going to say and do. Like, you're focusing on the game, and then you can get a little more comfortable around people, whether it's guys or girls, whoever it happens to be, and then get to know them better during the game and then after too. So
Yeah, I've never seen, like, that's what when you sent out the questions we were going to talk about, like, I've never seen gaming as a gendered thing. Like,
Sure.
you know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
I've never,
Right, yeah.
because, like, I've grown up with gaming of all kinds. Like, my dad was real big into video games when I was growing up because, he was so young when I was little. And, like, so I've always played video games, and we've always had tons of board games in the house. Like, when I was growing up, I loved this dice game called Sharpshooters. And, like, it's like a dice gambling kind of game, like, that a child probably shouldn't be playing, but I loved it. Like, I was like, this is great. Look at all these chips that I've got. Like,
That's awesome.
and so I've always had gaming around me. Like, we always played games together as a family. When I was growing up, we played a lot of Monopoly and Clue, and, like, I loved Hi-Ho Cherry-O when I was a kid. So, like, I don't know, like, answering as a woman, I can't say that there's necessarily anything, like, that specifically as a woman draws me to gaming, just because this is something that's always been a part of my life. Like,
right.
Sure.
Like, I know there are some people who don't game, like, who have never played, like, family game night or whatever when they're little, and so, like, they get into gaming as an adult and haven't ever gamed. But yeah, for me, like, I can't answer that, like, as a woman, just as a person. Yeah, games, like, I just love games, always have.
Sure.
Loved games of
See,
all kinds.
Like, I was the opposite. My family didn't game. Like, my brother and I got, like, a Sega, I think, for Christmas. And that was the first, like, introduction I think I had to like games, and it really was because I wanted to beat my brother because he was always like, he was athletic and I, trip over my own feet. And so he was always, he could always do that. And then I would come home and like beat him at Mortal Kombat. And I'm like, yeah, I'm better than you at something. I'm not going to fall over.
Oh, gosh.
So, but like the whole like board game thing, like everybody talks about like playing games with their family, and I'm like, what is that? I was like, I've only played like board games with my friends, so that's why some of these games I'm just like, I've never played that before, and everybody looks at me like, what? Okay. Like we had Candyland,
Yeah.
but that was pretty much it.
Sure.
So
It's kind of a big joke with our gaming group, my obsession with Monopoly. And it really does come back to, like, my relationship with my dad, because I was an only child for majority of my life. And then when my half-sister came along, she lived with her mom. So we didn't grow up, like, as siblings. And so if I played a game, it was because one of my parents sat down and played a game with me. I didn't have opportunity a lot to, like, play board games. But, I mean, it became a big deal when I got to the point where I could beat my dad at Monopoly, and I got that real like competitive spirit about me, like Kari was talking about. But then fast forward to like high school, I remember there were these boys that would play Magic at school, and I kept being like, what is that? Like, would you teach me how to do that? And they'd be like, no, like, it's
You're
not really
a
for
girl.
girls. Like, and I remember being like, well, okay, like, I know how to play card games. It doesn't look that hard, What do you, like... Of course, I didn't know what Magic was at the time. But I always liked to play games. I just didn't have a lot of opportunity to do that because I was pretty introverted as a child.
Did you guys have like those little like animal things? They were like round and you had the buttons and they were like a dog.
Tamagotchis.
Yeah, did you
Yes.
guys have those?
Yes.
Yes.
I had those, and I had a Super Nintendo that my Nana bought me, and I smashed at Super Nintendo. Like, I was thinking to myself, it was a good thing I didn't have people to play against, because I probably wouldn't have had friends. It's kind of like Monopoly now. Like, nobody plays me at Monopoly now.
I haven't played Monopoly for years. I just remember watching my brother and one of his friends and one of our friends playing, and I love this girl. She's like small and tiny and adorable, and she was just ruthless, and I was scary, and I was just like,
Don't motion towards me.
and I'm just like,
Yeah.
Well, so I guess
Monopoly is the board game that you play to lose friendships.
No, everyone has to be on the same level. You either all have to
I
agree, like,
agree.
this is super casual, or we're going for blood.
There
There's
you
no
go.
in between. Like,
Yeah.
you can't have a mix.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that wholeheartedly.
So I guess to more specifically answer your question, when I think about what gaming has... So as a woman, I feel like gaming culture in general is a very widely accepting and welcoming culture. And that is men and women alike. Mm-hmm. And you don't find that in a lot of the rest of society, because women can be catty. Mm-hmm. And I think all of us can agree that there was a point in time where we were kind of like, I didn't have a lot of girlfriends. I got along with guys better.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Yeah.
Why is that
Yeah.
the case? Because we're the kind of girls that don't look at other women and hold them in competition the way that majority of the world does. And why do we have that view? I believe it's because of gaming. Because I feel like gaming breaks down those walls.
Yeah.
Because you can be weird and you can be different and you can be unique. And it's...
Because most of the guys who are into gaming are weird, different, and unique themselves.
Yeah, and it's
So-
not just accepted, it's what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it's praised to be, to march to the beat of your own drum and to like what you like and to be a woman and be competitive, or to be a woman and, wear chainmail bikini or wear a corset, or, dress up like the Predator, or, you know what I mean? Like, and like what you like and not apologize for what you like. And I think that's empowering to women. Mm-hmm. To be, like Kaytie said, to not even look at gaming as a gender-related thing.
right.
That's the power in it for women, I think.
Yeah, like, I think, like, because games are marketed to people. It's not... like so many things are marketed based on gender, but like games are like there's not like a lot of like. Well, no, granted you've got Pretty Princess for girls.
Just one thing I want to interject. I am so ticked off that Lego put out like the feminine line of Legos because Legos did not have a gender, and now they freaking do, and it ticks me off.
Stupid things like that.
Nerf did the same thing. Did you see the girl Nerf?
The
Rebel.
Can I just tell you that half of those being a Nerf enthusiast, I like half of those blasters that they market towards like little girls and stuff like that. But
little boys want to buy the pink guns.
I agree. No, I totally agree.
And you're going to buy them. And
gaming doesn't like.
That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy them and I'm going to cosplay the crap out of them. That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Gaming doesn't pander to gender,
right?
Like
I agree.
That's a big thing. Like it's like if you like games and you're a person, are you a human and you like games? Like, are you a sentient computer and you like games? Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not. These are the guy games and these are the girl games. Like I said, there are like some little kid games like Pretty Princess and like Mall Talk or whatever it was back in the day. Like the
when you play games, there's always the guy and the girl pieces, right? I mean, rarely do you see games. If there is a gender in the pieces, rarely do you see only one gender represented, I guess is what I'm saying. A lot of times the pieces are just neutral pieces, but then if there's always both genders represented most of the time. And if you see a girl, excelling at games, you don't hear people say, oh yeah, like she won the competition, blah, 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 and she's a girl. Like, that's just not even a topic of discussion.
I can't remember who, it was during the Olympics this last summer, there was an Olympian who had won a gold medal, I think, in like sharpshooting or something like that, and she was in the women's sharpshooting event, and there was this meme that I saw on Facebook that was like, this is the wife of some NFL player, blah, 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 he's won this many, and then somebody goes, yeah, or she's the gold medal Olympian of sharpshooting, and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense why you would label her that,
What I liked was people taking and flipping that around. Like, I saw that meme associated, and then they would take...
Michael Phelps, they were like, oh, this is the future husband of Miss California.
et cetera. Things like that. And I'm like, you see how silly this sounds?
I like that.
Do you see how silly?
No, it is very silly. And so I would definitely agree with you that, in general, I've always felt, and I've always had the opinion that I don't care who you are, what your background is, if you want to play a game, let's sit down and play a game. We just had a conversation with a couple people at church earlier about playing games, and they like board games, but immediately we're like, we love board games. We love Monopoly and we love life. And my wife and I, of course, look at each other with the exact same smirk on the side of our face, and we're like, we will corrupt you. That's right. Resistance is futile. You will be assimilated. But to me, I've never looked as a gamer at gender. I've never looked at ethnicity, racial background of any kind, because to me, it's gaming. Just like you said, it's gaming. There is no. I mean, I guess I don't mean it in the sense that it might sound, but there is no black and white in gaming. It's a gray scale. Nobody is accepted or secluded from a gaming group based on, or they shouldn't be, based on any sort of gender or identification of any kind, really.
At least that's not something that we see in our group.
Right, and that is one thing. I don't know if other gaming groups, and even I know that for Indianapolis specifically, Gen Con is a huge thing, and it is a huge deal for Gen Con to be accepting to anyone of any lifestyle. For those of you who are not familiar with some of the stuff that happened legislatively a few years ago here in Indiana, obviously that was kind of a big hiccup and things like that, and Gen Con responded the way that they responded, and whether you respect their response or not, the fact of the matter is their overall blanket statement is that we want to accept any gamer of any lifestyle. It doesn't matter who they are. And I respect that opinion. There might be, I might have differences of opinion in certain areas of my life compared to other people's lives, but that's my opinion. That is not the global opinion of the people that we play games with. And in general, I agree with you all that I don't think it should be the global opinion of really any gaming group. It probably is somewhere, you know, but
I'm sure that there are still guys out there who think a girl can't
sure.
play this game.
Oh, yeah.
Or, you know.
So when you're playing games and there is a gender specific, let's say there's a gender specific character, you know, there's in I'm thinking of Dead of Winter.
I'm thinking of Fable.
Fable, sure.
Because that was my thing.
In in Fable 2, you could choose Fable 2. You could choose to play either the brother or the sister. In Dead of Winter, you have an array of characters that you can play. You get 4 characters dealt out to you, and you get to choose 2 of them. So my question to you is, what do you look at when it comes to, because obviously they are gender specific, as far as there's. And not even in a sexist way, in my opinion, but they have like a mother, you know, and she's holding a baby and she gets bonuses to certain things, and they have a nurse or a doctor or a mayor or, you know, all of these different. So when you're looking at these classes, do you recognize that, oh, this is a girl, I'm going to play a girl, or this is a guy and I'm going to play a guy, or is that something that doesn't ever even come into factor with the style of gameplay that you're going to play in that game?
Well, it depends on the game, because if it's like you're talking about like Fable or like I love the Dragon Age series.
Sure.
Like, if it's where like you're just picking your gender and everything else is pretty much the same,
right? It's
like,
all on a level playing field.
Yeah, like
sure.
I'll always pick a girl because I'm a girl. I like to see like, hey, look, that's me. Like, or, you know what I mean? But if it's like you're talking about Dead of Winter, like you want to pick somebody who's going to give you the best chance to do
Sure.
the things you need to do to survive.
Right.
Like if I'm an Asian guy, then I'm an Asian guy. Like I don't
Right.
care if it looks like me, or you know what I mean. But
Unless
if
we're
I have
playing
the
The
chance to
Sims.
make a character look like me and it doesn't affect the character,
It's different.
Right.
yeah, exactly. Sims is different. Like if I'm making a character and it looks like me, and it doesn't matter if it looks like somebody else is going to be the same, then yeah, I'll make like, oh yeah, this girl looks like me. But if it's something where like the character's gender or whatever affects stuff, then I'll look at the stats.
Okay.
I'll be, real talk right now. I look at the colors first. Like, I want to be green. Pretty much every game that I play,
Right.
if there's a character that's green, I want to be green. And then I'll look at it, and if it seems like the green character is not cool because I don't like the abilities, then maybe I'll look at the other ones. But even if it's mediocre, I'll pretty much just pick it because it's green.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Well before I even look at gender.
So you're not sexist, you're colorist.
Pretty much. Pretty much I just want to be the green guy. We were playing
You're
Seasons,
chromatist.
and there is no difference between the characters. It's literally just the color, because I think they're going to like make an expansion where the characters do matter, but
For which one?
for Seasons.
Oh, Seasons, the
We were
dice
playing,
game.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were playing with
yeah. I
your
will
brother
admit, if there's
and
like a
Alec.
token, I'm like, ooh, which one's purple?
Yeah, hello.
Right. Right.
And so then Josh had grabbed the green one, and I like literally was just like waiting for him to give me the green one so we could start playing. And they were like, "Aren't you going to choose one?" And I was like, "Josh has the green one." So yeah.
gotta change.
So-
So yeah, I've chosen, but somebody else chose poorly. Now I have
Right.
to wait for them to rectify their decision.
or like you said, if it doesn't matter, I'll probably choose the girl unless the green one's a dude, and then green. So yeah. Anyways, I think I made my point.
There you go. So one phenomenon that exists especially in online gaming, is, and pardon the phrase, but the phrase gender bending, where you have a guy who will play a girl or you have a girl who will play a guy. What are your opinions on people who decide to kind of play the opposite gender to what they are?
Who cares?
Okay.
Yeah, like for me, I have cosplayed female characters, and I've also cosplayed male characters, because as I've cosplayed some male characters as a female version of that character, and I've cosplayed some male characters as
The character.
the character, simply because I was like, this is a character that I like, and I want to cosplay it. And it's kind of like, whatever. I was at a LARP event near Chicago, and there was a female that was playing a male character, and there were a couple males that were playing female characters, and it was just sort of like,
Whatever.
it's like, whatever. Like, it doesn't really matter.
The only problem that I have with that is that when females over-sexualize male characters, like I've seen a lot of Assassin's Creed like cosplay that females do, and they're like, I mean, half their body's showing, and I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh, Yeah, like
That's-
making a character female and making it super sexy.
It
You can
it
do
drives
that
me
if
crazy.
you want to.
Yeah, just for
I'm
me.
not going to do
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, I think people should be allowed to do what they want,
Yeah.
even if
But
it's something
he was
that
saying
I'm
if
not
I
gonna
had an
choose to
issue
do.
with it, the
Right,
gender
yeah.
bending, and that's
Yeah,
the only one
absolutely.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like
So-
gender bending is more a girl being a guy, not
Yeah, it's
like,
like-
not taking the guy character and making it female.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
generally,
No, that's exactly
generally,
that's exactly
That's
what I
like
mean.
you're talking about online gaming that happens a lot. Like the first thing I thought was
Cosplaying, it happens a lot.
Well, I was
too.
thinking
my
like
brother used to do that. All the
the like MOBAs, a lot of MOBAs that people play. Like my first thought was Heroes
lot
of
of
the
what?
Storm MOBAs, massive online battle arena.
time. Okay.
You play a squad on
League
squad
of Legends,
and fight each other.
Oh,
Heroes
right,
of
yeah.
the Storm.
Asher's
So
played
the first
that.
thing I thought was Heroes of the Storm, which I only ever play as Raynor, which is this big beefy dude in like a mech suit. And I know Mike loves Sylvanas Windrunner from
Sure.
WoW. She's a girl. Like I think it just like it doesn't really matter. Like if you like
Well,
the
but do those
character-
characters have distinct differences between the two of them?
Oh, absolutely,
And see,
yes.
that's my point. Like, if you're playing a character based on their abilities, okay, sure. If this dude is armor clad and he's got massive guns and stuff like that, and he's blowing stuff up, and you want to play the tank, or or the aggro, whatever, and then the guy over here wants to play the really stealthy ranger, and it just happens to be the female character. Well, yeah, I mean that's going to happen. But when I played World of Warcraft, I knew a lot of people that ran female characters in World of Warcraft, and they were like, "Well, I just like looking, at my character a lot more because that's just what I'm attracted to." And I'm like, "You're attracted to make believe purple people with huge ears? That's weird."
Don't judge me for what I'm into, Donald. That's rude.
Well, So
You know.
in the realm of gaming, there is a huge percentage of, and I'm not going to give out an official percentage because I don't know, but I know that it's more than 75% of the people who develop games and write for games and do different elements of game design are still very highly dominated by men in the market. And I know that obviously women tell stories completely different than men do. And so what are your opinions and what do you think are the advantages to an increase in women in the game design area? Now, I do know, I'll give a caveat, I do know that when it comes to writing and story writing, it's almost a 50-50 split. But pretty much every other department when it comes to developing of a game, it's like hugely, I mean like 80-90% men in those areas versus women in those areas. So just kind of an idea of...
So what's the question?
My question is, what do you think the advantages of being a woman in a game developing career are compared to, like, what could a woman bring that a man cannot bring to that sort of thing? Or what can we do to kind of encourage women to kind of seek out those careers because they are so male dominated, and there is kind of that frat feeling when it comes to those areas. You kind of got to break in and then just be like the biggest jerk in the world to make sure that people know that you're serious.
Yeah. I think that, like, because, yeah, like, a lot of times people look at things different ways, and women a lot of times can come at things in a wholly different direction than men do. And I think that getting more women in the field of game design is just going to expand the options of the games that are available, like, and how they play and how they run. And I know that as it is a much more male-dominated field, it can definitely be intimidating. Like, getting into a male-dominated anything can be intimidating.
Sure.
As a female, I'm aware of this. But
I'm sure Dr. Demery would have thoughts on this.
She came downstairs, and I was going to offer her a mic, but she looked like she was
yeah,
on her
She's
way to
not
do
feeling
something.
Under the weather.
it's sad. But yeah, but just like, not that I don't like whatever games are available now, but I just am looking forward to, as we get more women into the field of game design, to see the more things that we branch out
You can
into.
get fresh perspectives on
Yeah,
things.
absolutely. Yeah.
I think I've been, seeing my husband and his friend of decades designing games, putting games together, and they're kind of looking at each other like, why haven't we done this before? And I'm like, well, it doesn't really matter why you haven't done it before. You're doing it now. And so I would kind of look at it in the same respect with, if more women want to get involved, there's no, I don't know if it matters why they haven't done it before. I mean, obviously, like Avital said, I think it could only help. You know what I mean? It could only expand and enhance what's already out there. But I think at the same time, as I see them putting together a game, there's times where I'm like, I could help. I could do something to help them. But then again, I feel like and in general, I'm just the kind of woman that's like, I don't always know what I want. I most of the time know what I don't want.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like, I feel like I could help.
Same.
I don't know that I'd want to be, like, in charge. I'm just not one of those kind of people that wants to blaze forth into the unknown. You know what I mean? Like, and so I don't know if that has anything to do with why women are not more prominent in manufacturing games. So I've been putting together like an RPG module for like years now, and I'm like not very close to ever being finished. And I've gotten a lot of flack from mostly my male friends because they're like, well, you're just thinking too much about it. You should just, and I'm like, well,
That's not how you work.
I can't change me. I can't change my thought process, and that's why when we did the quickfire like writing versus reading, I'm always going to pick reading because I'm like, I'd rather like read and offer my opinion than try to
Write your own story.
engineer something, create something. I'm my own worst critic. I feel like
That's often how it is.
I think women are more so quiet perfectionists. You know what I mean? We don't want to do something if it's not going to go how I want it to go, or if it's going to end in more heartache than I don't know.
Ding, ding, ding.
Maybe I'm just rambling now.
Oh, you're good. Okay, so my last question before we get into kind of the end of the episode. So there are. My wife and I were having a discussion on the way to the recording in the van about this. So I'm gonna change it up a little bit just to cater it to kind of our discussion. What are your favorite characters? Think of one male and one female character that you would consider to be your favorite in any medium. It can be a book. It can be a movie. It could be a TV series.
Just characters?
A character, yes. I don't want you to, Toto the dog in Wizard of Oz. That'd be kind of...
Can we, narrow that a little?
Let's do it in gaming, since we're talking about gaming.
Sure.
Because I know all of us here are huge literary nerds, and that broadens our scope of what we're picking from.
Sure.
So we'll just do games.
Like,
Okay.
Donald,
I'm okay with that
do you realize
suggestion.
how big this list is?
Well, I wanted to make it easy. I wanted to make it easy, but apparently
makes it
that
harder.
was difficult. Yes.
Yeah, because you opened up literature to the,
Sure.
It's
readers.
It's 'cause we were of our discussion.
Like I was telling him, I was having a hard time coming up with characters that I consider gaming characters because I don't read comics. I like watching Marvel movies. If you consider those gaming characters, I don't really know. I don't play video games a lot. So I was like, when I think about characters, what pops in my mind first are literary characters. So I was like,
Yeah, it's true. I mean,
So,
Well, I
because
don't
I
know.
have to go home with her, I was catering it to...
I don't know if I'll be able to pick a gaming character just because of.
I
Well, no, actually.
was going to say, Avital, I don't think you could pick your nose easily.
Well, I know my male gaming character right off the bat.
Go
And
for it.
If anybody here is surprised by this answer, you shouldn't be. Link from Legend of Zelda.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, come on. Like, all-time favorite series. Got me into video games. Like, easy choice. Female character, though, is a little bit harder because a lot of my favorite female characters are from BioWare games where you can be male or female. So it's not like, I love Sassy Hawk from Dragon Age 2, which I always played as a woman warrior, but it could be either or. So, you know what I mean? Like, that's, like, if we're picking, like, strictly, like, canon, and, like, just a female, there is no question of their gender. I'd have to say, going also with Zelda, I'd have to pick probably Princess Zelda. Like,
Okay.
She's my all-time favorite. Like, Princess Zelda from Ocarina of Time, because she, cross-dresses as Sheik, and she,
I was going to say, she's chic as well, yeah.
She helps your character out through the game, and she's like this super BA chick that's like, whatever, I'm in hiding in my kingdom's room, but I'm going to usurp this dude. Like, let's do the thing. So, that's like, they're my tag team duo, those two.
I like it. That's cool.
So you say cross-dressing, and I know that she doesn't technically cross-dress because she never really changes into anything else, but is it Magus from... Oh, darn it. I can't remember the name of...
Don't know.
That's all right. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out.
Sure.
Go ahead, Avital. Do you have one?
Well, honestly, it's like, okay. So, gaming characters, like, I have not played that much video games myself. That was terrible grammar.
I have gaming's things not the done.
I just hear it coming out of my mouth. I'm like, no, that's horrible. That's why I like writing, because you can go back.
That's why I like
fix
texting,
it.
because my mouth words are dumb, but I can get texting
Get
right.
it out the way I want it to, because I
yeah.
can proofread it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of video games. Like, watched my brother and play a lot of video games, and I watch now like YouTubers play games.
Sure.
So it's still difficult, like, just to pick like a specific character. Like, I just more tend to think of like games that I thought were really cool.
Sure.
Like like the BioShock games. I forget the main character's name in that, but like, he's super cool. I don't remember what his name is. I should have looked it up on Google. Especially like the last one, BioShock Infinity. BioShock Infinity main character.
Are you looking it up right now on Google?
I sure am.
Okay.
Booker DeWitt.
Okay.
He's cool. I like him. Even though I've never played the game. But it's such a cool game, and like just the whole, it's also very confusing, like all the BioShock games, I think, but
So, favorite
definitely
character from
convoluted.
Mario. Have you ever played Mario?
I played Paper Mario and Mario Kart.
Okay.
Both great games.
I'm
Both
like,
great
yeah.
games.
Right?
Right.
So,
I'm just thinking, I'm like, what is a game we probably have all
Well,
played? Mario!
a lot of the games that I have played, they have been of the type where the character is like Fable 2. Mm-hmm. I'm a girl, because you can be. Mm-hmm. And then the other characters are just kind of, there's just so many other random little characters. It's kind of... But female character, gaming related... But honestly, like, my favorite gaming related characters are like characters I've played and my friends have played, but they're not like canon gaming characters. But I'm just like, our Pathfinder game characters, my Werewolf LARP characters, yay! But oh, forget it. I'm just actually gonna say my favorite female character in gaming is my character that I am playing in the Werewolf LARP right now.
There you go.
Olivia, because honestly, I built her purposely to just be me. Like, with liking writing and storytelling and things like that. And honestly, like, I'm just super excited. Like, I went to the Equinox event, that I'm actually getting more into it. And, like, I know people from other places. And, like, I'm gonna, like, travel to other games. And, like, I'm just really excited to play this character and see where she goes. Because she is so, like, me and insular and naive. And just to see her grow up, I'm just super excited about it. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
Very cool. What you got, Carrie?
I'm going to be Cheaty Face
Go for it.
and say Hermione.
Hermione?
Because I have Hogwarts battle right
There
in
you
front of
go.
me, and I'm
Totally
like, she's
fine.
in a game, I win.
There you go. She's in video games as well. So
All right, I am leaving, everybody. So I just wanted to say bye because I won't be there at the end to say goodbye. I have a concert to go to.
well, fine. Just leave us.
I will.
Okay. Have fun. So, Carrie, do you have a male character that is your favorite character, other than, obviously Hermione being the brightest witch of her age?
Right. I would have to say Ezio from Assassin's Creed.
Ezio that is by far my favorite character in the Assassin's
played it,
Creed.
but I adore
it's
the
so
character.
good. It's so good.
I'm so excited about that movie.
Oh, me too. Because, oh my gosh, it's Magneto.
Sorry.
Yes.
The actor
yes.
is awesome. So
Yes.
Bonnie,
I
what
get
you got?
excited about anything he's in. I'm like,
what?
right? Like anything. I'm like, Sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, so I was really trying to think hard. I didn't like Fable 2, but I played the crap out of Fable 1. I played it all the bad side, all the good side. I think he didn't really have a name, but we were laughing about
His name being
His
Chicken
name-
Chaser.
Chicken Chaser.
The hero.
The hero.
Hero, yeah. So I mean, I guess he could be.
Is it It's something like the.
He's referred to as the hero or farm boy or boy.
Yeah,
is
but it's
what
like the highest amount
Wikipedia told me.
name that you can give him, and everybody calls him that. It starts with an M. I can't remember what it
Yeah.
is now. But the way they say it, they're like, like the way they say it is like, you're attractive, kind of
Right,
thing. And
right.
I'm like, I like this.
Gotta watch for those little hearts that pop up above
Right,
their heads.
right.
And I mean, otherwise, I like Mario because I played a lot of Nintendo and I didn't have siblings to share, so I didn't ever have to play Luigi. I was always Mario.
I was always Luigi because my dad is Mario.
Yeah,
He looks like Mario. He's got the mustache and everything.
Nice.
right. But he's not a plumber; he's a mechanic.
Maybe just close enough.
Right?
Right? Mario in a different life.
And
If
I was,
he'd- if
and
he'd
I
have
was
taken a
Luigi
left
because
instead
I'm
of a
taller
right.
than him. Or Mario and Luigi.
Which, by the way, the boys' Luigi costumes are going to be so cute. We have a baby Luigi.
That's awesome.
Spoiler: we have Tanuki Luigi, Big Luigi, and Baby and Little Luigi. Is the costumes for Halloween.
That's awesome.
So, pictures.
I still have to sew them.
just the baby's one.
Yeah. And it's really just two.
Because I dyed the sleep sack. Sorry, side note. I dyed the sleep sack blue, and then we have like the straps with the yellow buttons and he has to sew those because I don't sew
Yeah.
to make it look like
Overalls?
overalls. I was gonna say jumpsuit, and then I was like, it's not
A
it.
jumper. It's a jumper.
So yeah, he's gonna look awesome, and he'll be warm, which is good because Halloween here in Indiana.
It's
It's
cold.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
It can be variable.
Right.
It's either cold or raining.
Yeah.
So if
I've never gone trick or treating, so I've never had to deal with that.
female character, I was like racking my brain because I was like, Princess Peach, I was like, I don't know, like gaming. I mean, other than making my own version of me, which I love making avatars. Like, I'll make an avatar for anything and then not play that game,
Right?
or like make
fun.
tons of sim characters and never play them. Just like
Yes.
just creating sims just randomly. This one looks more like me. No, this one does.
It's like my obsession with building
I like
houses
making
and then never
my
playing them.
me on the Wii. I was
Right?
like- and then I made all my family members.
right. Hello.
I can't tell you how many times I've made all my friends on The Sims. Too many.
Right. And then you make them and you tweak their personalities and their looks more and more each time. Like, no, it's not good enough yet. It still doesn't look exactly like Carrie.
And you
Yeah, I
never
can-
actually
I can-
get to start playing the game
No, you don't
because
play
you're just
them.
constantly. You don't play. You only spend $50 to
like-
create all these people.
Giant avatar creating
Sims
game.
4 is like way too detailed. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Too much.
Too much. I can't.
Too much.
We stopped at 3.
Yeah. Which even then, I don't have all the expansions to 3. Like I did with Sims 2.
All
I
right,
had
so-
everything for Sims 2.
Your
So do you have a
Female.
female character?
So I was so then I was thinking of Red Dragon Inn, because there's all
Oh,
those
okay.
characters for Dragon Inn, and I like the I think her name is Serena. I think she's like an orc or like a half orc. And
Sammy agrees
but
with
she's
you.
a paladin, and so she's got her ability is she's got like the piety chart, and if she's really holy, she can do certain things, but if she like loses her temper and like does bad things, then she has other abilities. And I was like, that's like,
I like a lot of the characters from Red Dragon Inn.
I know, and you know,
Her favorite character was Deirdre for a while.
well, okay, so the first game came out, and so they only had 4 choices. So I liked Deirdre,
Right.
but then I liked Gog.
Yeah,
I still
Gog.
like Gog,
I like Gog.
but now
The
I
ogre.
like. I think her name is Serena. But anyways, I was like, she's like a real woman, like
yeah, right.
happy one minute and holy, and the next minute she's like, I'll
Smashing
bite
the
your
crap
head
out of
off.
everybody
I'm like,
in the
yeah,
bar.
that's me. Yeah, I can, sure. I'm just like that.
Goodness. Well, I want to thank all of you. I know Kaytie had to leave, unfortunately, before we finished out, but I want to thank you all for joining us on this episode, Kari and Avital and my sexy wife, Bonnie. And, we are definitely going to have a ladies episode number 2. I don't know when.
Yes.
Hopefully it won't be 3 years from the time that I actually come up with the idea and announce it, because this has been forever since I had even suggested it. I think it's been at least 2 years.
Yeah.
I think
I think it's
And I
hard to
keep-
actually gather women
and I
together.
keep bugging
Yeah.
you because I'm
that's
like,
true, and I
Dawn,
appreciate that.
Woman's podcast.
I appreciate
Dawn,
that.
Woman's
Believe
podcast.
me. All right. So on episode 132 of the Established Facts, we established that Rhaegar can name that game in one note. And so on episode 133 of the Established Facts, it's all fun and games. The new fact is, because they're all our babies and you love them the same.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for checking us out, and we will check you later.
Bye.
Please visit us at www.theestablishedfacts.com and our Facebook page, facebook.com/theestablishedfacts. If you would like to support us by buying some merchandise, visit cafepress.com/castingrobot.
Bonus